Gabi, welcome.
Thank
First
you.
effort on the Form First podcast. What app are we up to now?
36, I
That'll
think.
test you. 36?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Correct us if we're wrong. Cool. So can you give us the quickest spiel about yourself, what you do, what you study, what you love, things like that?
Okay. Hi, I'm Gabi. A little bit about me is I'm one of the trainers here at Form First. I work under Kat. I'm not sure, has Kat been?
Yeah.
She has been, yeah.
Yeah.
Prep brain, guys. But I do that. I have quite a few jobs. I also study. I'm a strength and conditioning coach, and I also work at a psychology clinic. And I'm currently studying human nutrition, and I also have 2 other degrees of exercise sports science and psychology, which I finished about 2 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
I also dabble in bodybuilding, so I'm in a bodybuilding prep. This is my
will be
second.
the whole episode.
Yeah, just me rambling about everything. But no, this is my second time doing a bodybuilding prep. So
Awesome.
yeah, I guess that's kind of a few things about me, I suppose. That's my life at the moment, is just study, work, prep, repeat. So
Unreal.
yeah.
You wear a lot of hats. Props to you.
Yeah, I don't know how I do it sometimes.
Yeah, neither. It's a great effort. S&C is something, strength and conditioning, something that we haven't ever spoken about on the podcast. And you're obviously the head of at Glenelg?
Not the head of, I'm like the second one.
Yeah.
So I
2IC.
2IC essentially.
Yeah.
So one of the other S&Cs is the performance manager, and then there's me, and I'm kind of more in charge of the rehabilitation side of it. So
Yeah,
and
you
then
love
help
that?
out with him. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's such
yeah.
a fun job. So
Yeah, so Gabi does that for Glenelg
Glenelg Football
Bays,
Club, the Bays, yeah.
in the SANFL. So could you, just as yourself, not the definition of strength and conditioning, but could you give us your, I guess, definition of it and why it's so important for athletes?
Yeah, I guess S&C coaching is similar in a sense to personal training, but it's just a little bit more centered around athletes and specific sports rather than personal training, which is more centered to general public sort of lifestyle coaching. And we also focus on athlete performance and endurance, as well as injury prevention, and also helping rehab with for athletes, and typically working alongside with physios as well as doctors and surgeons sometimes as well. So
Yeah, right.
yeah, there's a lot more to it, I guess.
So you guys work with sports physicians as well, like sports doctors?
Yeah, so we've got a whole medical team at
Yeah,
Glenelg. Right. So there's 3 S&Cs, and then we've got a club doctor as well as 2 physios. So we kind of work together as a team to
It's cool, hey?
take care of all the athletes. Yeah.
You've learned a lot, I'd say.
Learned a lot, built a lot of connections, and
Yeah.
it's an amazing job.
Yeah, it's something similar that I do. Like I work at a physio clinic, most people know.
Yeah.
And they've got, podiatrists, like 8 physios, sports doctor, and it's just such a good network community to like bounce off of. I smash them with questions like every week and apply it to my own sort of life and job as well. Something we're interested in as well is how did your, career number 5, how did you get kicked off in strength and conditioning? How'd you get this job?
Yeah, so I guess it came through my previous degree of exercise sports science. So part of that degree you have to do placement. So in the final year, so Glenelg was actually the placement that I picked up. So I was pretty fortunate that after my placement had finished, they offered me a role there, and I've just kind of built up the ranks throughout there. So I guess I was pretty lucky with that, because S&C is quite a competitive industry.
Pretty saturated.
So I was quite fortunate to get the position through the way I did.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember doing my PT certs and you ask around the room, it's like, so what do you want to end up doing? And it's like, oh, I want to work for like an AFL footy club, strength and conditioning coach for enter, club sport.
Yeah.
So it's highly competitive, right?
So competitive, and it's definitely who you know as well, which I think is so common with most careers and industries these days as well. But definitely a super, super hard one to get into. And I have like a lot of coaching staff and stuff just within Glenelg itself who have gone into the AFL system, and there's some like amazing coaches, and it's just taken them so long to actually get into the AFL, which is probably one of the top places to be for a strength and conditioning coach in Australia.
Yeah, even worldwide,
it's so
I'd
hard.
say. Like,
yeah.
You always see strength and conditioning physios from like sample AFL, wherever, go to like England for the soccer or America for the football.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's crazy, but yeah, it's a patient game. You just got to love it really to just push through it. And it's definitely a very rewarding job to have, I say. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like seeing the athletes kind of, especially when like with my role with doing it with the rehab side of it and just kind of seeing them from when they get injured to then if they're having surgery and then building them up and then seeing them actually being able to play and be successful again.
Rehab is sick.
Yeah, it's such a fun job.
Yeah.
I love
a passion of mine as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry.
I think a big myth is that strength and conditioning is just for athletes. What is your take on it?
I think it's definitely for, like, it can kind of be put towards anyone interested in any type of sport. I think typically like most jobs are in the elite side of it, which is probably where that myth comes from. But I think you can take away what we do as a role. Like I've just my personal side of it, like rehab wise and training wise, like I've taken a lot from my personal experience as well as like helping friends and family. But, you know, even in the typical sort of average Joe, like there's stuff you can learn from an S&C perspective anywhere. Like I guess we just, the like money and career side of it is in the elite side, but it doesn't have to be necessarily tailored just for an elite athlete or sport, I guess.
Yeah. Do you feel like working in S&C has molded how you coach your Gen Pop clients? Do you feel like it's translated well to that, or maybe not so much?
I guess it is and isn't. I think with athletes in like high level sports, there's a different drive, I guess, compared to like Gen Pop. And people, I guess, with personal training more want a lifestyle side of it. And I guess there's not that extreme basis of it. But I definitely take things like, because I work with football, so it's very tailored to that side. But it's also kind of handy to, you know, when I have clients who are still like sports related, it's good to kind of pull stuff that I've got from the S&C role to them to help them kind of navigate in their own sports too. So
more for the weekend warriors.
Yeah.
The runners, the footy players.
You're not like chasing up your athletes being like, why didn't you do all your workouts this week? They're like, they're ticking them all off meticulously, right? Because they've got a very specific goal.
Yes.
Gen Pop might be 70% compliant you know, to the plan, which is okay for Gen Pop, but for athletes, they need to be
a lot more
95, 100%, right?
I feel like sometimes the athletes aren't always, and we have to be a little bit parenty to them, but typically you can rely. You can typically rely on them to get it done. I guess a bit more because they've got that extra drive of wanting to succeed in that sport. So Nice.
Is S&C something you can see yourself pursuing long term? Is there like certain goals with it, a level you want to reach, a sport you want to stay in or change to? Or
I really love football, which is so funny because I didn't grow up watching football or following it. I only really got into it when I moved to Adelaide for uni. But I definitely am surprised how much I've been enjoying the S&C role. Prior to doing my placement, it wasn't something I really had the intention of doing as a career pathway, but I guess now being involved with it and building on my connections, I love it. And I think long term, I'm doing nutrition, so I think I will eventually want to kind of go more into that side of it. But even the nutrition kind of overlaps with the S&C role too. So I think kind of having a dual career with both of them would be something ideally I would love to do in sport, I guess. AFL. I mean, AFL would be amazing. But we'll just see, I guess, what happens. But
one of our mutual friends just went to AFLW for the Crows. Cal.
Yeah, Cal. Shout out.
Shout out Cal Reid. That is a blast from the past, that guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still need to mention that to him, that Yeah.
He'll be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So he's not head of though. He's
he
like
used to be head of Glenelg,
and
for
then
S&C, and then he got the role at the
awesome.
Crows W. So now he's
huge.
third in charge at Glenelg, and just kind of helps out, and he helps me a lot with the rehab stuff.
So he stayed at Glenelg a little bit.
Yeah, so he still does all the Glenelg stuff,
okay,
but
cool.
obviously now Crows is his priority.
Yeah,
But
awesome. I guess the girls, I think they only play like 12 games or something.
Yeah, and they've only just started their season last weekend, so
cool.
It's a bit of a shorter season.
Yeah.
Gabby, you competed back in 2024?
Yes.
Yep. 2026 now.
Yes.
For the listeners, you're into your second prep.
I am.
How are you going so far?
So far, so good. As good as I guess prep can be. I'm 6.5 weeks out now, so it's definitely in that final push phase.
Yep.
So my body is definitely starting to fatigue more and starting to feel it, but also the drive is fun and starting to see everything. But it's been good. It's been good. I think I have a good mindset, I would like to say, around my prep this time, and it's fun.
Excellent. What shows are you hitting this year?
So 100% locked in to do ICN Season B, which is in October long weekend, 4th of October. And then we're also going to be doing Nationals for ICN, which is the 17th and 18th of October. And I don't know. We'll see if we want to do any other shows. I don't know. See what Jake says about that. He's just my coach. But yeah, definitely ICN is locked in for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Training for bodybuilding is very specific, hypertrophy-based training. You know, obviously on your show day, you are performing at your worst versus athletic performance.
Yeah.
On your show day, you're performing at your best.
Yeah.
Very different base goals, but are there any similarities that you have found bodybuilding versus athletic performance?
Good question. I think. Oh, no.
You can think about it. It's cool.
Yeah, take time.
I'm like, I can think of ways, but I just don't know how to like word it.
Yes, finally, we cracked the egg.
I guess we mean more so with your approach to training.
Yeah, I was even thinking like in terms of like drive and motivation. Like you've got with sport, you've got you're aiming for that grand final versus ICN, like bodybuilding, you're aiming for that show day sort of thing. So like similarities with like having a goal and your drive and your motivation, maybe training intensity potentially a little bit. Maybe bodybuilding's a little bit more intense where, you know, you're training close to failure, whereas athletic performance, you're probably leaving a bit more in the tank. So there's a bit of a difference there, but similar sort of thing.
True. Yeah, actually, that's really a good point. I think that drive and determination is pretty similar. I guess all have that long-term and short-term goals that you want to hit. Like you just said, like I've got the exact set date of, you know, I need to be at my best by this time. And I think that's the same with most sports is, you know, you all have that goal and you've got X amount of time to hit that. So I think that drive there is probably very similar in just your different sports and stuff. I would consider bodybuilding a sport anyways too, just maybe more of an extreme weird sport, I guess, in a way. But yeah, definitely. I think training wise as well, like even gym focus, especially maybe not in like the prep season of a bodybuilding comp, it's definitely a very different training load compared to most other like sports. But in the off season, they're pretty similar in training programs, like what I see with football anyways. They have different blocks of training blocks and it will change between hypertrophy and strength depending on what season they're in. For pre-season, you're obviously focusing probably more on strength and
conditioning.
Whereas in season, it's more just keeping the bodies
ticking over
and still getting some sort of strength exposure. So it's probably not too dissimilar. And I guess it's just they are pretty similar because you want to. it's how do I word this? Overall, like every sport, it's kind of wanting to hit your peak athletic potential, essentially. So no matter the sport it is, like you want to be succeeding at your best. And that's like to go not just with training in the actual, wherever it's a game or going on stage or not, but like also the nutrition behind it and
100%.
Sleep and recovery. Like I think all of them have that exact same sort of focuses. It's not just one specific area. Like it's the overall lifestyle of that sport. I think they're all kind of intertwined, pretty similar. Of recovery is important in every single sport. Nutrition's important in every single sport. Bodybuilding, maybe it's a little bit more of an extreme with that sort of stuff, but it all kind of
tracking it a bit harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. The brutal thing with bodybuilding is you do have to perform at your absolute athletic potential, but you also have to do it in a deficit.
Yeah.
Like that's savage.
Yeah.
Like you think about all these other sports, like you are adequately fueled, or you hope you are. You know, you're at maintenance, maybe a bit above some days, but in bodybuilding, you have to perform at 110% every day, and you also have to be in a 20-30% deficit.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And it's brutal, I can tell you that right now. Yeah.
Definitely not for everyone and not for me at this stage. I chose
Don't
running.
blame it. Which I don't know about running, but I tried it and I did not like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel you. And I guess like with S&C and athletic performance and bodybuilding, I guess some of the, like if we talk about differences, would be that for bodybuilding, you've got that set date. And I guess that's your grand final. Whereas with athletic performance, let's say we'll talk about an SA NFL team, they sort of got to rock up for a game each week and they don't know if they're going to make finals. For Glen Elg, you would have had a certain point in the season where you're like, all right, now we need to start thinking about longevity for our players to go into the finals, get a deep run into the finals.
Yeah.
So it's sort of that like week to week, that different type of approach as the season goes on. Whereas with bodybuilding, you've just got like one thing
you can focus on. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Would you, so obviously second prep.
Yes.
I guess what have you learnt in between your first and your second? Has it improved drastically? Talk to us a little bit about first, second, if you're okay to.
Oh, it's so fun. I could talk about this for like days, honestly.
Go. We'd love to hear it.
I feel like they're so different. I think anyone who's done multiple bodybuilding comps, I feel like anyone who's done multiple sort of deficit phases before can probably like relate to it. But I think
I've done 22 deficit phases.
But you just learn so much about yourself. I think my first prep was pretty successful and it was pretty smooth sailing for me personally. I had a very fortunate prep and everything kind of went to plan. I had pretty much no setbacks and it was really good. And I was pretty successful in it as well. So I was pretty fortunate. And that goes to I was just like pretty locked in and anyway. Whereas this time around it's been a lot more of a test in different ways. My body hasn't been as responsive as it was the first time round. And I think as well, like I was talking to my coach about it, like I have more of an expectation of what I want to be like this time because it's not the first time I've seen myself with abs and veins and serrations and stuff, whereas the first time you're like, whoa, like I've never seen my body look like this. So you don't really know what you're going to look like. Whereas this time I'm like, I know what I should look like on stage. So if I'm not in my brain looking like that at an X amount of time, there's going to be more pressure. So I think that it's been a lot more of a mental battle this time, but also in saying that I think my perspective around bodybuilding and prep is a lot better this time than last time. I've been very focused on not making my whole life centered around bodybuilding, which is limited obviously. Like I can't be as social and I don't have the capacity to do as much because I do have to tickle certain non-negotiables every day. And as I get closer and closer, there's more and
more intense.
It gets more intense. But I think I've been pretty good at trying to not center my life and be one of those people that is just the whole personality is bodybuilding. Nothing wrong with that necessarily, but just for me personally, I think, that's probably like the biggest difference for me this time round. I just think I'm just living in the moment a little bit more, I think.
Trying to enjoy it.
Yeah. I feel like one of my biggest regrets from my last prep was that I just kind of was so fixated on the long-term goal that I kind of almost didn't experience prep how
that makes
you
sense.
should. And I don't know, I think like I've in my like off season in between my 2 preps, I just grew so much more as a person. I think my life's probably a little bit more settled now than it was the first time. It's more chaotic than it was the first time as well. But somehow it was already chaotic the first time, so I don't know how I've done that. But I think there's just so many. It's completely different prep. And like I saw my coach yesterday, and Jake was saying like, I just look a lot more relaxed and at peace this time compared to last time. Apparently he was talking about because them two always catch up. And anyway, they always say like, oh yeah, so mum's like, oh, I saw Jake today. I'm like, oh great, so you're talking about me, but whatever.
That sucks.
They became besties in my last prep, and now Jake's like, oh, I'm becoming part of the family. I'm like, oh God, can't hide anything.
Nightmare.
But they just said like, I just seem like my mood's a lot better this time around, and I'm not as mopey and
helps the people around you a bit.
Yeah. So
nice.
I guess me rambling a bit, but
it's all right. That's why you're here.
Yeah, it's hard to when you go through that first prep. All you want to do in the moment is just like you get to that point. You're like, I just want it to be done. I just want to get up on stage and it to be done. And then once the show's done, you look back in hindsight and be like, I wish I enjoyed being 6% body fat and looking absolutely crazy, you know, and it's good that you're leaning into that this time. It's something that I did with my competitions over the years. The first time, you know, you go through it, want it done, and then over the years, the next prep, you enjoy it, you take some more photos and videos and you enjoy it, and you can be more flexible as well. You know, that first prep, I was so rigid, like with everything, wouldn't even talk to anyone outside of my plan. But you just went on holidays on prep.
I did it last time as well, to be fair. But
Amazing. That's great.
I went on holidays and it was the best thing for me to go away and actually just
Fiji.
enjoy life. Fiji. So fun. Didn't train for a whole week. That was fun.
So you can do it.
Yeah. I think like because I traveled in my last prep as well. I went to Singapore and I was so stressed about it. Like I was just I think because I was such a control freak.
Done it before.
And it was a lot closer to my comps as well, to be fair. But I was just so stressed about it. Whereas this time round, like I hadn't really given it much thought. Like my mum was more stressed because I traveled with her this time, and she was more stressed about me being away than I was because I was just like, oh, it's fine. Like I'll figure it out.
Away.
Like whatever. I'm just keen to be away. So I think it's definitely just a lot more relaxing this time.
Yeah. Has anything changed about the prep the second time around? Like has anything like nutrition or training protocols changed at all?
Training is a little bit different. My preps have been pretty similar. This prep I've done has been a longer prep. My last prep I did was a 20-week prep. Whereas this time we wanted to do a longer one just so I could actually enjoy life a little bit more. I think my last prep I became pretty food focused and stuff post-comp, and I didn't necessarily have the best reverse. So we really wanted to try to minimize that for me this time. So my coach and I decided to do more of like I don't even know how long it's been, like probably 30 plus week prep this time. But that also allowed me that beginning of this year, I was like, technically I was in prep, but I was also still going out every weekend and enjoying life a bit more. So, and I didn't have to lock in until a bit longer. So now that we're in like prep protocols, it's not as insane. And I think also just I'm a lot more educated with nutrition and stuff this time around. So Jake's been pretty happy for me to just make my own meal plans, and he'll just check over it, but he's pretty happy with it. So I think I've been able to still eat food that I like, still eat food that I enjoy, and training wise, strength wise, it's pretty similar. We're doing different cardio this time. I've just gotten into kickboxing, which is so fun. Yeah. So that's my cardio, which
I'll
is
keep my distance.
It's so fun. I have like crazy bruises from it, but it's So I think they're pretty on paper, pretty similar type of preps, but yeah.
Nice. And going through those bodybuilding preps, has that changed the way that you now coach your clients, general population?
I think so. I think, again, bodybuilding is an extreme side of it, but there's definitely takeaways that you can kind of give to your clients. Just training wise and programming wise, like I love the bodybuilding sort of splits and hypertrophy training, which I don't think all my clients typically like, but I think that's just my like approach to it. And even like at footy, it's the same thing. The boys, it's so funny, the boys will suck because they get like 10 reps, and then the other two S&Cs are like, you should ask Gab how many reps she's doing, because she'll
20.
my 20 reps, and they're like, oh, I could never do that. But even just like food wise for clients, I think I've learned a lot about nutrition through prep and through bodybuilding. So I think I can give a lot of advice, maybe not giving advice to clients to be as strict as maybe I am, but even just like the reason I got into studying nutrition is because of my last prep. And
nice. Okay.
Just being able to see how the body adapts to things like that is so fascinating to me. So I think I love to be able to give clients advice or like help them, assist them in building recipes and plans and stuff that they might actually be like inclined to follow a bit better. So definitely like they're two very different lifestyle and bodybuilding, but I think there's things you can kind of bounce off between the two. Yeah.
Nice one. Gabby, can you tell us a little bit more about what you are studying and how you got into it?
Yeah, so I'm currently studying human nutrition at Adelaide University, and I am halfway through, so I've got another year and a half to go essentially.
Close.
I got into it, bit of backstory, I actually wanted to do nutrition in high school, did it as like a course in school, loved it, and was planning to do that straight out of high school, and then last minute changed my mind and did my other degree, which I have no regrets for anyway. But I then, kind of just forgot about nutrition, went along my way, and I was at the end of my last degree and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And with the degree I did of exercise, sports science and psych, there isn't too much career potential just with the undergrad itself. So I was kind of already like, I have to kind of do further study anyway. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do essentially. And that was when I was doing my first bodybuilding prep. So nutrition was obviously a massive focus. And that was kind of the first time I had, I'd been with Jake, my coach, for like at least a year or something like by then. But I never really had like proper tracked my food or been super consistent with meal plans or anything. So being in that prep was the first time I had really been exposed to
honed in.
And I just found it so fascinating how much your body can adapt and change depending on what your nutrition is like. So it kind of re-sparked my passion for nutrition and health. So I started looking into nutrition degrees, and I really wanted to do my master's, but I hadn't done biology and chemistry, so I couldn't get into master's in nutrition. So I looked into doing the undergrad and just applied through there and got in, and here I am now studying it, and I absolutely love it and have no regrets. I am very much over uni at this point, but nearly there.
That was going to be my next question, was if you have a plan now with a master's once you finish next year, or you wait a little bit?
I think I'll wait because
do your third prep.
We'll see about that one. But I've been at uni now. This is like my 7th year, so I'm definitely wanting to just jump into some work and travel and just enjoy life a bit, especially once I've done this comp. I just want to
chill,
have a couple years off and just actually live my 20s a little bit and enjoy life. But I'm not sure if I want to do, I think if I was to go back, I would probably do my master's for dietetics and go clinical based, but not 100% sure if I want to do that or not yet. So we'll see, I guess, what the future holds for that. But yeah, I definitely want to get into, I've got two different options of my interest for careers. Definitely would be the first one being sports nutrition, which is what I originally kind of wanted to go down. Which I've already kind of got my foot in the door for that. So pretty fortunate with that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the other one, which has kind of randomly been sparked from a course that I'm doing this semester and just like podcasts and stuff I've listened to, is like women's health nutrition.
Yep.
I'm doing a course at the moment, which is like lifespan nutrition physiology, and we're going through like each life stage and all the nutritional needs and stuff and requirements, and learning about like pregnancy and things like that. Like it's just so fascinating to me. So I'm trying to figure out which career pathway I want to take. But
so vastly different, male to female.
Yes,
nutrition.
Very different. But so
cool.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to intertwine both. But yeah.
Has there been anything that you've changed your mind about nutrition wise towards bodybuilding or athletic performance-based sports now that you've got a little bit more education? Well, a little bit, sorry, undersold that. A lot more education behind you.
I think yes and no. I think I try to keep a pretty healthy mindset around nutrition. There's obviously a lot of things that circulate for anyone who really has access to social media and stuff about nutrition. So I try to, especially with like my clients and like athletes that I work with, I try to make sure they're aware that you don't have to be dialed in 24/7. And I think I used to be one to fall for nutrition stuff on social media and believe what I would listen to.
It's only getting worse,
so I think I definitely, for myself personally, I've really learnt the importance of just like whole food based sort of eating, but then also still having a balance sort of with that. So right now, obviously I'm very strict on my diet, but I think learning from bodybuilding, it's great to have that really whole food, locally sourced diet. I think that's something I've really learned in my degree itself too, is just how important, like, not only it is for your body, but just also like externally, environmentally, and just for the community and greater wider. Eating whole food and locally based foods is something I try to preach, but then also like go and eat out and enjoy your life too. I think that's something that
100%.
I try to really praise with my clients and stuff as well. So I don't really know if that answered your question, but yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So apart from the deficit side of things, would you say that there really isn't too much difference between bodybuilding versus an athletic performance-based nutrition goal plan?
Not particularly. I think the main difference is that bodybuilding has its phases, and whereas an athlete probably can get away with a less strict diet most of the time.
High volume, like high output.
They typically will need to eat a lot more, and I think bodybuilding, obviously, like your meal and your diet is kind of manipulated a lot more depending on what phase you're in, and it's probably a lot more strict. Like you have to weigh everything, count calories, and I probably would never really make a elite athlete or like one of the footy boys do any of that. Like that's not necessarily something they need. I think they're all pretty aware of their nutrition anyway, but it's not something we preach too much to them. I think the only thing we're really strict on with them is just making sure they're eating a decent meal before game day because it's such a big day. And then just also post recovery, just making sure they're getting food in them.
Chunky milk.
Chalky milk is the one we do for them. Chalky milk and pizza is usually the post footy feed for them, and I get to sit there and watch them all consume it, and
Smash
I'm like,
it.
perfect.
When you break it down, chalky milk, you got the protein.
Yeah.
You've got carbohydrates, the sugars, and you got
got the
some
macros.
fats in there, some calcium, and then the pizza. Carbohydrates, got some protein in there, fats. So
we used to try to get them to have protein shakes, and most of them would just chuck it out. So we were like, you know what, we'll take the loss and we'll give them chalky milk because at least we know they're gonna have that. And then
after every soccer game, I'm on the chalky milk.
Yeah,
so good.
Elite.
Sam and I talk a lot about macros. Yeah, protein, carbs, fats, fiber, water.
Well, fiber should be one of the macros. Should be. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a big one.
Yeah. But I think one thing that we don't cover a lot is micronutrients and why, when you've nailed your macros or close enough to, why micros can be so important. And you can speak about this from a women's health perspective as well, if that's something that you are more interested in or inclined to. So, we'd love to hear what you have to say about it.
Yeah, I guess pretty popular saying, I might stuff it up, I don't know, but macros, if you on top of your macros, it's like how you physically will look, whereas micros are more how you'll feel. So you kind of want to be as micronutrient maxing, as I like to put in my story this morning. We're really trying to focus on getting a good range of them and not just relying on your multivitamins and stuff to give that to you. Because it is so, so important for so many different reasons, for hormones and just skin and how you feel and your mood, and all your sort of regulatory systems really require micronutrients. And it's something I'm learning at uni at the moment, is how vital so many of the vitamins and minerals actually are for your body and for functions. And they're pretty easy to get. I think it's harder in this day and age because
overcomplicated.
I think people overcomplicate it a lot, and it's also you have so many processed foods that don't necessarily have a great nutrient composition. But really, as long as you're hitting your veggies and fruits servings a day, you're gonna pretty much be on top of most of your micronutrients. So it's not too hard. I think people probably overwhelm themselves with information, but something I've literally from today, and it's mainly just because of my bodybuilding prep, we've just had to take it to a little bit more of an extreme and go into a bit more of a deficit. So I've gone pretty much full whole food based and really focusing on my micronutrients. So it's I'm literally I'm literally just eating fruit, veg, and protein, which I think my body will thank me for, and it will feel good, and my gut will love me for it. But it isn't that hard to hit. Easier said than done, but realistically, just making sure you're having ideally a serve of fruit and veg in most of your meals, if not all your meals if you can, and you're going to hit most of them. And women's health wise, at the moment I'm learning about pregnancy and infants and stuff like that, and I didn't even realize how important some vitamins are that you need to be taking and supplementing. That being iron's obviously a major one, but even then folate as well as iodine is really important, which is just salt, which I didn't know, but I learned that and I was I didn't even realize people who are wanting to conceive need to make sure their salt levels are good. I didn't even think of that being a thing. But most of that just comes from pretty cheap and readily available foods.
Change your colours.
Change your colours. Make sure your food's looking colourful and bright and happy. But
eat with your eyes.
That's it. Yeah. And even then, you'll feel satiated. I think people get worried that they might be hungry if they're just eating that sort of stuff, but it's actually, you tend to feel a lot better mentally and physically from it, and your gut health's going to love you for it, and your body longevity wise will probably
and there's obviously the active the active benefits to it, looking at your plate being like, oh, there's red, there's purple, there's yellow, and be like, oh, I ate healthy today. But then I guess a lot of the people, like you were saying, don't realize the passive benefits that you might not notice straight away, but come with consistently eating different colors of fruits and vegetables. And again, like you said, just don't need to overcomplicate it. Just pick something you like the look of, chuck it on your plate.
Yeah, I think people, like even I'm a victim of doing it, like overcomplicating it and trying to buy all these like really like going to the health food stores and buying all these really expensive things, and it's like you don't need any of that. Like for example, like beans, like canned beans is like something so cheap and so easy to get, and the like benefits you get from legumes is insane. Macronutrient wise and micronutrient wise, it's like one of the best things you can have. And most fruit and veg is pretty cheap to get depending on the season and where you buy it from and everything. But it's pretty easy. And then even just like being in the sun, getting your vitamin D is like such an important one too. And I think a lot of us,
back in Adelaide.
It's finally coming back, so it's going to be easier to get. But just simple things like that you can just change in your habits is so easy. And something I would highly recommend is, yes, supplements are important, but don't rely on supplements to get all your vitamin and mineral needs as well, because it's pretty straightforward. So just add, I don't know, a piece of fruit or some veggies into most of your meals and you'll tick it off pretty quickly, because you don't need a lot of it to get the benefits of micronutrients. So
yeah. You can ask that. Sorry.
Good.
Cool.
Well, thanks for joining us on what was episode 36, Gabby. For the listeners listening to this and, you know, they're vibing with you, how can they get in contact with you on social media and start coaching with you?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me as well for the big 36. But my social is, I think it's Gabi Dollar Fit. I changed it recently, so I'm trying to remember what it is. But Gabi Dollar Fit, you can find me on the Form First page. I'm sure I'll be somewhere posted there. And then also got my own potty with some of the girls here too. So that's for the girls. So follow that too. You'll find us yapping on many different sort of topics there as well. But awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify, and we hope to see you on the next one. Peace.